Here I am investigating a situation I had yesterday. This is the caboose, smoking caboose with the pot-bellied stove, so to speak. And I had some truck issues. These were just cobbled together, very ancient Rev Zero trucks. And I had some issues with that, but I don't think that caused the problem. As you can look down inside the box, there's angel hair is melted into the side of the box. This box is plastic, okay? The other thing I want you to look at is the heater. This is a wire round heater, and this is a situation they call caramelizing, where the oil has gotten to it and just baked on, okay? The other thing is we've wrapped this angel hair around it. Now, one thing you'll note, this angel hair is thin. It looks thinner than I normally would have used. Okay, so that's another problem area. But also where it was wrapped around the resistor, it is burnt and black. So the oil would have come up there and been so tight, and it was so thin that it would have caramelized or cooked around here. And the resistance is at 8, but when I first hooked it up, it was about 30. So I'm not sure, if this heater is going to be any good or not now. But I definitely have too thin of the angel hair and was overheating. The depth that I look at here didn't look extraordinarily deep, like maybe too deep. Let me unhook the meter and I'll see what we can see here. When I hold this up to the side, the way I tell is generally I do this. And I see that, it's hanging down below the exit hole, and at the point of the melting in is right at where the heater was. Now then, the other thing we have to look at is the angle of the heater relative to the mounting holes. And if we try to look at this and line that up, it doesn't look like it's off center. It looks like, if anything, it's more forward than back. But if it is more forward, that's where the hair is. So it's a possibility. Yeah, it doesn't look like it was that far forward that it would have been too close to the plastic. It looks like it was just simply not enough angel hair to dissipate the heat, and the oil caramelized. So I have to come up with I'm going to have to start to investigate my wrapping technique and create some specs or standards on how to wrap the angel hair. I had this rock wool down in the bottom, which usually helps absorb the oil and act as a reservoir. I'm printing a new house right now. I'm also changing some shapes, adding some threads, and adding some beef, some thickness into areas to try to help keep the heat in. Worst case is I'm going to have to add metal on the inside, which I've done before, but I don't like it. As long as it's metal that's not able to contact these two pieces together, it's like a half shell here and a half shell here with an air gap, then that might be the answer. But I really don't want to go through that extra work to do that. That's kind of a tough thing to cut it and fit it and make sure it stays. So I'll be looking at this one. I'm going to take the other ones apart. We're going to make all new housings. It seems I'm going to have to make some changes here. But it looks like it was not necessarily too close, I don't think. Hard to do with one hand, but I'll do those investigations. I'll create a sketch and capture the space that we had and see what there is. Well, there's an idea, isn't it? Look at that. I could cut this in half, cut it in half again, and put a half circle and just slide it right down there. Isn't that interesting? A half circle there for insulation. Well, that's kind of it's probably not inexpensive. This is brass, but at least it would be something. All right, well, I'll see what else I can come up with. I don't think this was overheated in that the voltage was too high. I thought all the voltages were 5.5 or less, so I think I even cranked it down to 5. But you know what? If the caramelizing and that goes up, that's going to be hotter than it should be. Plus, you had thin angel hair, so it's going to get hotter faster because you're not cooling with the oil. So thin angel hair and clean it out. I'm going to try to use this same one. I'm just going to exchange the plastic body and add more angel hair and see what result I get with that at different voltages. All right, well, this is part of the investigation, I guess. Okay, I'll just send this to Dan.